We know how we can vote in Denver, so let's find out what we're voting on in this year's ballot breakdown.
Hi, my name is Chelsea Warren. It's that time of year again. Some love it, some don't. No, I'm not talking about whether it's too early to order a peppermint mocha or if you should stick with a pumpkin spice latte. What I'm talking about is election season. We may not be electing a president or governor this time around, but this year's ballot is just as important. This ballot is packed with 3 measures from the state, 4 DPS school board seats, and 13 different municipal questions that affect you directly if you're a Denver resident. It's important to make your voice heard. We know there's a lot to process when making your decision, but don't worry, we've got you. To make things a little easier, we're breaking down this year's ballot. First up, we have a series of referred questions. That means that members of Denver City Council sent these decisions to you, the people, for the final decision. The first 5 of these are related to a $450 million bond package put forward by Mayor Hancock. Question 2A will provide $104 million to improve some of Denverites' favorite places, including the Botanic Gardens, the zoo, and 2 brand new libraries. You know, I don't think Moby Dick is about a whale, you guys. It will also provide accessibility upgrades across the city and a renovation of a youth empowerment center. 2B is all about housing and sheltering those experiencing homelessness. If approved, $38.6 million would be available to build and renovate existing shelters or be used to buy existing buildings and turn those into shelters. 2C wants you to get up and move like a 6 a.m. spin class instructor. I, for one, have never cried in a class. 2C provides $63 million for a whole slew of transportation projects like bike lanes, sidewalks, and improvements to the Morrison Road corridor. 2D expands our park system by adding green space in Northeast and South Denver, as well as other improvements across the city. Ooh. And finally, 2E asks for $190 million. This money funds a new arena on the National Western Campus and renovations to the historic 1909 building. That's all from the mayor's office. These next 3 come directly from City Council. In February, City Council voted to make a big change to the rules on how many unrelated adults could live together in a single household, from 2 to 5. It also allowed halfway houses in more neighborhoods. This is known as the Group Living Text Amendment. Fast forward to today, and a group of residents is seeking to repeal this ordinance with question 2F. If successful, Denver's group living rules will go back to what they were before the change last February. The Independent Monitor oversees the police and the sheriff's department in our city, and it also runs investigations into their conduct. Question 2G would move the power to appoint Denver's Independent Monitor from the mayor and give it to the Citizen Oversight Board, with City Council having final approval of the appointee. And our final referred question is 2H. We currently vote for mayor, city council, and other elected positions on the first Tuesday in May. This would move our municipal elections to the first Tuesday in April. So if there's a runoff, the runoff happens in June. That extra month then allows more time for ballots to be mailed out to overseas and military voters. That's a lot, right? Well, there's more. Can I get some water, please? I said it was too early for peppermint mochas. Pumpkin spice, please. There are 5 initiated ordinances as well. An initiated ordinance comes from the residents. The groups behind them needed to gather a certain number of signatures to get on the ballot. Sir, do you think peppermint mochas should be held till December? It just takes maybe next year. 300 would fund pandemic research at CU Denver by raising the tax on marijuana sales to 7%. Now that's a lot of green. 301 and 302 are competing measures that both have to do with the future of the Park Hill Golf Course. This is a complicated issue, but basically, the space in Northeast Denver is protected by a conservation easement that states that the 95 acres must be left as an open space, with some legal interpretations saying that it must remain a golf course. Again, it's complicated. If approved, 301 will require a vote of the people if anyone wants to commercially develop city parks or land protected by a conservation easement. 302 seeks to redefine the term conservation easement. In turn, Denver's code will only apply to certifications by the Division of Conservation, a state entity. Stay with me, you all. We're almost at the finish line. I mean, how do people do 6 a.m. spin classes? Ordinance 303 will allow for some citizen enforcement of Denver's urban camping ban. It would also allow for up to 4 authorized camping sites on public property. And last of all, Ordinance 304 would put a maximum tax clause to Denver's municipal code to reduce the overall sales tax by 0.3%. We made it, y'all. And although that's a lot, there's so many important issues that will impact the future of our city. For more information, you can always consult the trusty Blue Book. You can also go to www.denverdecides.org. Both of these have in-depth analysis of these complicated issues. So please, get out and vote. Or stay at home and vote. You can do that in Denver. It's easy, safe, and secure in our city. You can mail your ballot back in or drop it off at one of the many convenient drop boxes all around the city. And you'll still have time to grab a peppermint, guys, a pumpkin spice latte.
For more stories, check out Denver's YouTube page or tune in to denver8.tv.